Hello everyone. Today in this presentation we're going to discuss about the information and facts about the Vedic Saraswati river. So let's have some initial information and facts about the Saraswati river. Saraswati river was the most important river of the Vedic civilization. This river has been highly praised and venerated in the Rig Veda. Saraswati river was also considered to be the source of life and wisdom for the Vedic people. The Vedas, the holy Vedas, have been composed in the region of Brahmavarta or land of Brahma, or in other words home of Brahma. This region lies in the modern day state of Haryana and parts of Rajasthan. And geographically this region also used to lie between the Saraswati river and the Drishadvati river, which was one of the most important tributaries of Saraswati river. Hence, for this reason, this river was later deified and into goddess of knowledge, which is Saraswati Devi. Now, origin of Saraswati river, at least in the Vedic times. Saraswati river used to originate from the Swargrohini mountain and glacier. It's very close to the Yamunotri glacier, though a little further away from there. Interestingly, Pandavas, after relinquishing their kingdom, tried to climb this very mountain glacier of Swargrohini and perished in this process. This definitely indicates the importance and the holy nature of this river. Something if to compare in today's time is the importance of holy nature of the Ganga river and the Gomukh, the origin of Ganga river in the form of Bhagirathi in modern times. So in the map, if we can look, we see the Swargrohini mountain glacier from where the Saraswati river originates, and the Yamunotri mountain glacier from where the Yamuna river originates. As we can see, it's close, but Swargrohini glacier is a little further away from the Yamunotri glacier geographically. This is a picture of the place. These are the Swargrohini ranges from where the Saraswati river originates, and close by is the Bandarpunj range. Now, Saraswati river route in the Vedic times. So, from the mountains of Himalayas of Swargrohini, Saraswati river enters the plains of India in the modern day state of Haryana. Saraswati river formed the northern boundary of Kurukshetra, and Drishadvati formed the southern boundary of Kurukshetra. This made Kurukshetra as the start of the Brahmavarta region, and hence was the most holy cities or the places in the Brahmavarta region. If I have to compare, I would compare it something probably to a city like Haridwar today. The holiness of Kurukshetra was parallel to something like Haridwar today in modern India. From there, the river used to flow into Rajasthan, passing through the modern city of Sirsa. Drishadvati river, on the other hand, used to flow from a place called Rakhigadi, which is very close to the city of Hansi and Hisar in modern day Haryana. In Rakhigadi is the largest excavated city of the Vedic civilization so far. It's bigger than the cities of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. In fact, looking at the size of Rakhigadi, some historians do contemplate, though not absolute confirmation on this, that this city could have been the capital once of the Kuru dynasty. Kuru dynasty? Let's briefly discuss about Kuru dynasty. This dynasty ruled the region of Brahmavarta as well as other parts of the Sapta Sindhu region in the Vedic times. One of the most important progeny of Kuru dynasty was the king Bharata, whose name is now the non-English name of India. Other important king in this very dynasty was King Sudas, who fought a very important war called the Dasarajana war, or Battle of 10 Kings. He fought against 10 kings. This battle has been vividly described in Rig Veda. Victory in this battle was considered very important as it led to the firm establishment of the Vedic civilization in this region. Then is the king Kuru himself, whose name is given to the city of Kurukshetra, the most holy city in the Brahmavarta region and in those times. Going ahead, another important king in this dynasty is King Hasti, who established the city of Hastinapur, the same city which was made famous by the Kauravas and Pandavas in the epic of Mahabharata. Even the Kauravas and Pandavas formed the lineage of this great dynasty. Now let's continue with this Saraswati river route in the Vedic times, and we'll revisit this topic later. So from Haryana, the Saraswati river enters the modern day state of Rajasthan and then flows through some parts of modern Pakistan through what we know today as the Cholistan desert. It then re-enters India through Gujarat and empties its water in the Arabian Sea. I have described this whole route in a detailed map in another video. I will be posting the link in the description of this very video. So emptying the water in Arabian Sea, the Saraswati river flowed through the region of Kutch today. So what happened to Saraswati river? Why did Saraswati river disappear? Well, earth crust movement, or in other words earthquakes, made the rivers change their path. So there was a rise in altitude of the Delhi Haridwar ridge. This made the westward going rivers move more towards the west and the eastern going rivers move more towards the east. This meant that river Satluj, which at one point of time was one of the most important tributaries of Saraswati, changed its course and then started merging into the Indus River. Even another important tributary, that is the Drishadvati river, also dried up. So Saraswati river actually started drying up around 3000 BC, or maybe a little before that. Then that meant Saraswati river, after being deserted by Satluj and Drishadvati river, ceased to be a sea-going river. In fact, the course of this Saraswati river has been chronicled in detail by Balram during his religious trip along the Saraswati river in the middle of the war of Mahabharata. As many of you may know, that Balram didn't participate in the war of Mahabharata and he went on this religious trip. He describes the Saraswati river disappears somewhere near the Cholistan desert in a place called Vinasana. Later on, after all this, the main stream of the Saraswati river also changed its course, and this made Saraswati river completely disappear from its old river channel, and this happened around 2000 to 1500 BC. So what happened to the Vedic civilization when Saraswati river started to dry? Now most of the excavated cities, I would say 75% of the excavated cities of the Vedic civilization, including the Rajas city of Rakhigadi, and as we discussed, it's bigger than the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro cities, have been excavated in the Brahmavarta region that lied between the Saraswati river and the Drishadvati river, as we just discussed. Drying of these rivers caused mass migration from one of the most densely populated areas of those times. Now, this migration, as we can understand even today, must have caused socio-economic tensions in the region in those times. This meant that the war of Mahabharata, which was nothing but really but a family feud, gained the scale of an epic ancient world war. And since we discussed that Kurukshetra, which was the most holy place in this region of Brahmavarta, must have been selected as the place where war of Mahabharata was fought, as it was considered as a dharma yudh. Going ahead, so we discussed just before this, that the war of Dasarajana firmly established the Vedic civilization. On the other hand, contrastingly, the war of Mahabharata during the process of Saraswati river drying marked the beginning of the end of Vedic civilization. So the first one, the Dasarajana war, marked the start of a new epoch, while the Mahabharata war marked the end of that epoch and the start of an entirely new epoch. One side effect of this mass migration due to drying of Saraswati and the war of Mahabharata leading to epic destruction was the worship of Brahma in the land of Brahma himself, that is Brahmavarta, was reduced to a minuscule level. And even today, as we see, there are literally no Brahma temples in India, hardly a handful. This was because due to the abandonment of Brahmavarta region and the destructive war of Mahabharata because of drying of Saraswati river in that region, it was considered a bad omen. And later on, many mythological stories were associated of some misdeeds of Brahma or curse on Brahma. Later on, in fact, we observed this during Mahabharata itself, but it gained more traction after the Mahabharata war. The Magad kingdom started to gain bigger traction as more action shifted towards the Gangetic plain. Also, the Ganga river itself increased in size, and we'll discuss it in the next slides. Plus, the mineral found in the Magad region, which can be seen that even today, 40% of India's mineral is extracted from the Jharkhand state, which fell in the Magad region in those times. So, is there any vestige of Saraswati river? Is there any semblance of Saraswati river that is left now? Well, yes. In fact, the original stream of Saraswati river still flows, and it's called the Tons river today. It still flows from the same Swargrohini mountain glaciers, making the what we call today the Harkidun Valley. However, unlike previously, wherein it went past parallel to Yamuna river, it now meets the Yamuna river at a place called Kalsi in the Doon Valley, which is about 50 kilometers from Dehradun. Now, as we can see, this place of Kalsi, wherein the Saraswati river, or today what it's called the Tons river, and the Yamuna river are coming and meeting up. This is the photograph of that place, from that place. Also, important to note is that even today, the Saraswati river, the Tons river, is the largest tributary of Yamuna river and carries much more water than Yamuna and is longer in length than Yamuna river. For some more details on this topic, there's a video called Facts About Rivers and How Rivers Are Named. Kindly check that topic. Kindly check that video. I've posted the link in the description. So Yamuna river in effect still carries the waters of Saraswati river. And when this Yamuna river meets Ganga river at Triveni Sangam in Prayagraj or Allahabad or erstwhile city of Allahabad, it's aptly still called the Triveni Sangam or Triveni Ganga Yamuna Saraswati river, or some people may call Ganga Jamuna Saraswati river. However, there is a difference between Yamuna and Jamuna. I have discussed this again in the presentation on facts about Yamuna. Link would be in the description. So this is the map of the Triveni Sangam, where Ganga and Yamuna meet, Yamuna carrying the water of Saraswati. And this is the photograph of the place, from that place. So, since Yamuna mixes with Ganga, in effect, Ganga river itself now carries the waters of holy Saraswati river. And since we can see that Saraswati river is now merging with the Yamuna river, which later merges with the Ganga river, we can see the extent of the Ganga river by which it has grown since the Vedic times. So it has become bigger in size and hence more and more important. Also, this is also kind philosophically, if you look at it, it's kind of a continuity of civilization. So from the Vedic civilization, the baton is passed onto, or the Vedic philosophy, the baton is being passed onto what we call as the Brahmanic philosophies. We saw the rise of Brahmanic philosophies post that. Even though the Vedic civilization declined, but its influence has remained and is still there in the name, literally. As we discussed, the name of Bharata is the non-English name of India, and even in the philosophy, which is still the most predominant philosophy of the Indian subcontinent. Spread of people because of mass migrations to other parts of the world and inside the country as well, meant that even though the intensity of Vedic thought declined in that region from where it was born, but its geographical spread widened, ensuring that all corners of the country knew about Vedic school of thought and eventually started following it in some form or the other in their lives. And finally, today in the old channel, a seasonal river called the Ganga river flows in place of the Saraswati river. So thank you very much for watching this presentation. If you like the content, do subscribe to the channel and comment in case of any questions. Thanks a lot.